Hello, everybody. I'm Megan Graham. I am back with today's episode of The Megan Graham Show. And I'm so excited because if some of you have been listening, I ordered an ozone generator for doing ozone therapy at home after I saw Alfie's amazing results. Alfie is my almost 10-year-old Yorkshire Terrier who's been getting ozone treatments after mysteriously falling super ill after my other Yorkshire Terrier passed away. And I got really inspired to get my own ozone setup. One, because of course I want to be able to do Alfie's treatments at home because my good old insurance company did not pay for many of his treatments. So I decided to take things into my own hands. I got my own ozone generator, and my vets have given me their blessing. So I'm going to be able to do some treatments for my dog at home. But also, Alfie and I both have late stage Lyme disease. And so we are going to both be using this ozone generator, and I'm super excited to tell you about it. So, the reason that I was so inspired is that I saw Alfie's results at his vet, and he responded so well to getting ozone treatments aggressively every weekday when he first got sick. And so that really inspired me to go down the rabbit hole and research ozone for myself. That's Alfie, by the way. He's decided that right now is an awesome time to play with his mitten squeaky toy. Alfie, come here, Alfie. You want to come up? Yeah, he doesn't want me to be on YouTube. So here we are. But I submitted Alfie's invoice for his ozone treatments to insurance, and they said, "Oh, this is an experimental treatment. We're not paying for this." Come on, Alfie. Come on, good boy. He got another treatment. He's getting ozone IVs, so he's got a little bandage on him right now. You are a good boy, and he's doing so much better. I felt sort of drawn to ozone because as soon as somebody says it's not proven, and I see that it's been done for over 100 years, I instantly know that it probably works, and I want to do more research. So if you also tend to question things and you don't always do, the normal conventional things, or if you're looking for other ideas, I'm going to be talking about those things on my show. For those of you that are looking for different solutions, you can research these things and see if maybe it's what you've been looking for as well. I'm going to be showing you too. So I bit the bullet. I bought my ozone machine a couple of days ago, and it's already here. It came so quickly. I don't even know what everything does, but I'm going to be showing you guys and talking a little bit about it. I was doing more research yesterday, and Sasha, get off my box, please. I was doing more research yesterday, and I saw that Dave Asprey, I don't know if you know him, but he is a super famous biohacker. He started Bulletproof Coffee. And I saw that there were actually a lot of articles saying that he attributed ozone therapy as one of the main reasons that he healed from mold toxicity. So living in a moldy home and getting sick from it, and also healing from Lyme disease. So that was very heartening to me because I have Lyme disease, and it's just one of many different things that I've been dealing with, but it has been very difficult to kind of have anything help it. So I was really heartened when I saw his story. And one of the things that I wanted to say, and he says this as well, not all forms of ozone therapy are the same. There's a lot of different ways of doing ozone therapy. And sometimes so for instance, I spoke to a gal the other day. I had an appointment, a health appointment, and we were talking about ozone therapy. And I said, yeah, I just got a generator. I'm finally going to give this 6 months and see what happens. And she said, oh, I do ozone therapy too. And I said, oh, how do you do it? And she said, well, I have a little ozone generator and I put it in a room and I breathe it in. That's not really ozone therapy. Just for the record, ozone is not usually something that you want to breathe in. It is toxic as a gas, and you actually have to be careful about breathing ozone in. So I think it's one of those things where a lot of people might have heard of something, but they may not have actually done the real thing. So this machine that I got is really interesting. It has a lot of different aspects and a lot of different ways that you can use it. and I'm going to be showing it to you. Also, if you're watching, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you have any questions for me, it doesn't have to be about ozone. You can drop in and ask me questions about any of the different things I talk about. This is really just a friendly, relaxing, safe place to come and visit. And if you just need a break from your day and you want something positive and relaxing, this is definitely the place to be. So I just wanted to go over before I show you my machine. I was talking to my mom the other day and I was sharing with her 10 key benefits that many people have reported using ozone therapy. And I was telling her, Mom, if I had 6 of these things happen for me, my life would be exponentially better. So I'm just going to say some of the benefits that some people report. So, first of all, it may support the immune system. For some people like me that have autoimmune issues, it may have a balancing effect. And if you could start to balance your immune system that has been haywire, that could be life changing. It may improve circulation and oxygen delivery to tissues. That's a huge, huge difference. Hello, Violet. Thank you so much for saying hi. I always love it when you say hi. Thank you. And yes, he's doing so well. He did have a coughing fit last night when we were sleeping. The humidity, even out west, has been really high, and we do have a dehumidifier. So I was super excited to get my machine because I'm going to be doing one of the treatments that you can do with this is to, and I don't know how to explain it properly, but you can actually put ozone through olive oil using this machine, which then makes it safe to breathe. And that's one of the treatments that the vets were actually doing for his lungs that worked so well. So I'm so excited. And also, Violet, I put the link, I owed you a link to the machine, just so everybody knows the link to my machine is in the description and it's got a 10% off code. I know most people are not probably jumping into an ozone machine, but I wanted to share the one that I have. But I also want to test it out so I can tell you guys if I feel a difference. I really love bringing these things and testing things because if I can find a solution that works for me, I'm really excited because I can share this with so many people and make a difference for so many people. And by the way, if anybody does decide to buy this particular model of the machine, please use my link and my code. If you don't know how my entire business is set up, I share links and codes only to things that I use and love. And if you purchase something through me, you do not pay any more, but it supports me, it supports my channel, it supports researching all of these things, and I appreciate it so much. Okay, so let's go back to the potential benefits. May help the body respond to bacteria, viruses, and fungi. This would be a great one for me. If you know anything about Lyme disease or mold toxicity, it is not uncommon to have your immune system on one hand go haywire, but on another, it doesn't seem to work as well and it doesn't seem to protect as well from certain infections and things like that. So what's interesting is my body has, and I don't think it's because my body is broken or bad. I've got a beautiful, well-functioning body, but my immune system has gone a little bit haywire. It attacks me, but it also doesn't always attack things like pathogens. So if we could get a little bit of having my body respond to bacteria, viruses, and fungi, that would be amazing. May help reduce oxidative stress. I would like this for so many reasons. I think a lot of us would. If you don't know about oxidative stress is one of the things that ages you. It's one of the things that almost corrodes your body and wears it out. I'm probably not saying that properly. Reducing oxidative stress would be great. May support the body's natural healing process. Sounds good too. Violet says, I gently massage their throat while making sure they're sitting up straight. While doing so, just a tip I learned when the coughing fit and tracheal collapse happens. What's interesting, I so appreciate that, it's not really tracheal collapse. So that's what the vet thought at first, but actually Lola had tracheal collapse. And it's not that sound or that mechanism. He had a secondary case of pneumonia, and honestly, we couldn't figure out exactly what was wrong with him. And one of the reasons that we decided to do Ozone is that you don't necessarily have to figure out exactly what the problem is. It is going to go after everything in your body that is not supposed to be there, and it tends to bolster and support your health. So that's why we used it for Alfie as well as an antibiotic. But I've definitely tried the massage and things. I don't think it's a physical tracheal collapse. It's more of an infection. He had a fever, etc. So some people use Ozone for skin and wound support. I also got a skincare product I'm going to be taking before and afters, because even though my skin looks fine right now with makeup, it's been super inflamed along with my other inflammation. So I'm going to hit things on the outside with Ozone, and of course on the inside with Ozone too. May support recovery after exercise or physical stress, and some people use it for mold or chronic illness recovery support. Now, some people do something called 10 pass ozone. 10 pass ozone is pretty expensive. It's 10 passes. I don't know exactly how they do it. It's with your blood. They, I think, infuse it with ozone and put it back into your body. I've read, I think it's somewhere between 600 and 1500 and up, which is way out of my price range. This machine was somewhere around $2,000. I financed it, and if it works, amazing. It's worth every penny. I will get my money's worth within about 6 weeks of doing it. And the great thing is, if it doesn't work, there is a 6-month money back for any reason guarantee. So I could just call and say, I just don't like doing this, or I think it's a pain, and they will give me my money back. So for me to buy the machine, I loved the return policy. There's so few times that you can actually just buy something and you can return it. You don't have to say it's broken or anything like that. You can just return it. So may support antioxidant defenses, and some people report better energy overall. And I'm also going to show, I'm just going to show the actual product and take it out of the box too. I honestly have not taken this out of the box, and if my microphone is picking up a lot of the sounds, I apologize. This isn't my regular microphone, but I got home. I actually just was at the holistic vet with Alfie, and I got home, did a few things, and I just wanted to, I've just been hopping on here and truly filling you guys in on the day-to-day stuff, because when I wait for the big videos, I think I'm not sharing a lot of things that could really help people. Okay, so this is really interesting. This is the headset. So this is how you can actually apply ozone to your head, basically. This is going to be something that my husband is going to do. Simmies, don't go in the box. My husband is going to be using this right away. He's been having allergy headaches, sinus issues. So my husband will be using this immediately. I love that it comes with this. Let's see what else we've got. On top of it, one thing that you're not going to see is he actually had to go. So to create ozone, you need to have an actual oxygen tank. So my husband went to get me an oxygen tank today at a welding supply store, and he's really funny. So he was going to get a used oxygen tank, and I think they're all used, but the thing just looked so incredibly beat up, and I was honestly a little bit nervous. We don't really know what this is yet, guys. I'll be figuring this out as we go, but it's got a lot of different parts. I got the gold kit, which was on the nicer side. I don't think it's the kit that most people buy. This is the regulator that you put on the oxygen tank, and this is going to take Simmies, get out of the box. Having cats makes it really hard to open up boxes. Violet, thank you so much. I'm so glad you've been enjoying having me on here. I just love bringing this research and sharing. When I make my big videos where I sit down with my camera, I feel so formal that I honestly just don't get all the information out. And I would much rather just come on here and give you guys my thought process and share some of this, because what if I try this and this changes my life, and I can come on and share this and it changes What if I just change 5 or 10 lives? What if someone else is feeling terrible and this gives someone an idea for what they could do? Or maybe someone starts doing these treatments for their dogs and they get more longevity out of their puppies. I hope that when I come on here and share, it inspires other people and gives them ideas. I really have become a lot more holistic and a lot more of a biohacker because honestly, the regular things that I tried did not work well. So that is how I came into this space and how I became just I consider myself to be a super nerd researcher, and I love bringing it to you guys because I know it's going to make a difference for me. So I know it can make a difference for you. So this is the regulator, and this is the company, by the way. This is Simply O3. I've been very impressed so far, and I'll always tell you if I'm not impressed. But so far, I've been so impressed by this company. When you purchase through them, they sent me someone named Christian, and Christian was reaching out to me through text. He helped me source a much better priced oxygen tank. My husband found one for $350, and Christian found us one for $200. So he saved us $150. And this oxygen tank is going to last for a long time. So you only pay a lot of money for the oxygen tank the first time. When we get it refilled, it's only going to be about $29. And I think it should last, probably 3 to 6 months. So it's, in the scheme of things, it's not very expensive. It looks like we've got some silicone tubing. We've got, gosh, there's just so many parts to this. I don't know where I'm going to keep this in my apartment. I'll be honest. I have so much biohacking stuff, but let's see. It looks like I've got silicone tubing. I've got a little connector. And is there other stuff in here? Oh, it looks like I've got a little, almost like a little beaker. I'm not even sure. I will be, obviously, Violet asked how much it was altogether. I think the kit that I got was about $2,100. I used a 10% code. I also put a 10% code, my code, which is just Megan Graham, in the description. Now, one of the things that I will be sharing, Violet, is whether I needed the kit that I got or I could have gotten. There were 2 other kits that were less expensive. And of course, I had that FOMO, the fear of missing out, right? So I don't know for sure if I really needed the one I got, but I just didn't want to get to the point where I wanted to do like an oil bubbling treatment for my dogs and I didn't have what I needed. So I just got the whole shebang. Now, each of the treatments, so when I bring my dogs to the vet, the treatment is about $125 every time my dogs get it. So you can see how quickly, if this works really well, it will pay for itself. Because when Alfie had to go in 5 times in 1 week for treatments, that was, it was over. I'm sorry, I'm so terrible at math. Let's say it was around $600. I failed math. 600 times 4 weeks would easily be $2,400. I have multiple pets. So if all of my pets were to get sick at the same time and they needed some supportive treatments like this is how I do my math for my biohacking stuff. But on top of it, I'll be using it. And I honestly haven't felt good for 2 years. I've been fighting off infections, which are most likely related to Lyme disease, for 2 years. And I've done everything. I've taken antifungals. I've done everything I was supposed to. And they just haven't cleared. And it's really hard to live with that. So if this makes a difference for me, I will be a changed person. And that's worth to me any amount of money. So anyway, sorry to answer your question with, maybe nobody cares about how I feel about it, but that's my reasoning. I will try anything that is legal and ethical to use. So we have a little syringe here. And I think these are catheters, and then this is an ozone bag. And guys, if you enjoy this content, I always appreciate it so much if you take the time to hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up or any kind of signal like that just really lets YouTube know that you enjoy my content. I think these are more bags as well, so I'm excited to try these. My husband is going to be trying Ozone in a few different ways. I'm just going to show you guys too. This is what happens if anybody has a cat. You cannot have boxes and cats. It's just not possible. Siamies. Siams. Anyway, so my husband is going to be trying this as well. And I'm sorry, Violet, that you know how I feel. It's definitely been one of those things that I've spoken. I see my doctor every 3 months, and I feel like I bring it up with every single appointment. We do tons of blood tests and tons of different things. And she's a great doctor. I'm not saying that she is not, but she has not been able to make me better. And I think that they're in the, I don't want to say, oh, he's inside the box. I don't want to say the holistic community, because she's actually, my doctor is Harvard trained. She has a traditional education, but she does take a holistic focus. And I think that I don't need two cats in that box. No, I don't. I think that there's always a focus on nervous system regulation and, kind of people focus on your mind as if your mind is the only thing that controls illness. And I do think that your mind is important. And I do think that if you're dysregulated, sure, it could be hard to get well. But I also think that there are certain things like infections that can be really difficult for people to get better from and to fight. And if they're systemic, you just have to keep trying things. And obviously, I'm not telling anyone that they should do this. I'm just saying I'm going to do this because I cannot stay sick. I refuse to stay sick. I'm not a sick person. I'm a healthy person. I just haven't found the exact thing that works just right for what I'm dealing with. And I will leave no stone unturned until I do. And I have experience with Ozone, and it was super helpful. My husband and I were temporarily living in Aspen, Colorado when we were closing down his ski shop. And I saw a great doctor there. And Ozone was really, really helpful to me. But we don't live in Aspen anymore. And for one, they had to take my blood. And I will say, extremely, extremely afraid of needles. And it was also extremely expensive. So it wasn't really something that I could do all the time. So I'm going to be doing different forms of Ozone treatments. I think I'm going to start very low and slow. He's being an absolute monster, you guys. My cat is just in the box and he won't let me focus. Anyway, so I'm going to be going extremely low and slow to start. I'll be doing it multiple times per week. And I'll definitely be letting you know if I see improvement, if I feel worse. If I feel worse, I will just say I'll be going even slower, because the only way that I think I could feel worse is if I go too quickly. It's called Ozone Disrupt. So this was a nicer Ozone machine. Hi, Simmys, that's really nice. This was a nicer Ozone machine, and the Ozone Destruct destroys the ozone before it comes back into the air. So it actually keeps your air fresher, safer, and healthier. And that was really important to me because I live in an apartment, and the people that built the apartment didn't really think about air quality that much. Simba, you gotta stop, buddy. You gotta stop. You're being not really a good YouTube cat, okay? So they didn't really think about it. There's no opening windows. So if you think about it, if I'm just producing a toxic gas and there's nowhere to let it out because there's no opening windows, that could be a huge problem. By the way, if you're watching and you want to know how to work with me, please feel free to look in the description. A lot of people like to work with me for LifeWave. And so I have a LifeWave quiz. And if you don't know what LifeWave is, LifeWave are the phototherapy patches that I wear honestly, why do I wear them? Because I sleep better, I have younger looking skin, I have more energy. Did they fix every problem? No, but they did make a significant difference, and my husband and I wear them every single day. Okay, so we're almost on the last box. The last box, I think, should be the generator. Let's hope I never have to return this, because Simba has deposited an unbelievable amount of hair. And if you're just joining, please feel free to pop into the comments and just let me know. Have you ever heard of ozone treatments or ozone therapy before? Have you ever had ozone therapy? And if you haven't, what have you tried? Sasha, oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry, but you just have to see. This is what happens when you have multiple animals. Sorry. It's just how it is dealing with cats and boxes. Probably I will rethink it before we do a video where I have boxes around because it's just too tempting. So this is the Stratus 3.0 ozone generator, and that is what is inside of the box. I've already been watching the setup videos. I don't think it's going to be that hard to use. Sasha, I think I'm going to be just taking away this box. Sasha, no. Cats can get into absolutely everything. So this is the actual generator. It's pretty small. It looks like this is where the ozone comes out. I saw the video, and this is where the oxygen goes in. So there's a little bit of tubing to bring the oxygen in, and then the oxygen actually comes out. There's a power port on the back, and it basically tells you the settings to use. So the way that you're changing the strength of your ozone is just by how fast the oxygen is flowing in. So it's a little overwhelming whenever you get a new piece of biohacking equipment, but all I can say is that I have seen some incredible testimonials of people that had so many different autoimmune issues, and they reported that they could often feel a change within sometimes the first treatment, sometimes the first few weeks. So if I feel that much of a difference or any positive change, I'm going to be so excited to tell you guys about this. It will make a huge difference. Violet, thank you so much. You said they're cute and entertaining. I love my cats so much. They are troublemakers though, and for whatever reason, the last 2 months when I've been doing YouTubes, it is just like their full-time job to cry in the background, to run up and down the hallway and do things. I don't mind at all. I just always feel so bad because I do get a little distracted, obviously, when they're doing that. But so this is my ozone machine. I've linked to it in the description. And I'm just so curious, what would you guys like to know along the way as I start using this? Do you have any particular questions about it? I just want to really give you a real world report of what's happening. So I'm curious if there's anything in particular that you would like to know. For the most part, I think I'm going to be doing about 3 to 5 treatments a week, depending on how I'm feeling. And I honestly felt a huge push to get this. As a personal note, Lola obviously just passed away. Lola was my beloved Yorkie, and I did ozone treatments for her before she passed. I did chemotherapy, and then the chemotherapy really stopped working, and I did ozone towards the end, and I was really happy with it. I don't think it didn't turn around everything for Lola, but I felt like it made a big difference. And after Lola passed, I knew I was going to get a new puppy. And my husband just expressed to me, he said, I'm really worried about you getting a new puppy because I'm just worried that you're never going to get better. And I get worried about having more animals because if you don't get better and you get worse, it would be very hard for us to take care of them. And I think that Jeff is a man of few words. He doesn't really say a lot. He doesn't always tell me how he feels. He's really stoic. And when he said that, I just thought, I have to try something else. I have to do more and see how I can get better, because this is obviously, if I can't get well, it's affecting everybody, not just me. It affects the animals, it affects my husband. And so that was really what inspired me to try this. I saw how it worked on Alfie. I saw how concerned my husband was about me. And I'm also supposed to go to, so that the puppy is in New England, and I'm supposed to go to New England, and my health has been really, really tough. It needs a lot of bolstering and care every day just to keep me going for certain things that haven't been working for my body. And I don't talk about them all the time on YouTube, and I don't want to be a bummer on YouTube, but I really am very, very hopeful, because if this could make a change for me in the next few weeks, I could actually take a flight and go see my mom and enjoy the trip more than I would otherwise, because a lot of times when I travel, I really come back hurting badly from the travel and from being tired. So if anybody prays, I would really appreciate you praying that this works well for me, because I am looking for a solution and I have done so many different things. So I hope you don't mind me opening up my heart about that. But I feel like I've tried so many things, and sometimes it's hard to stay positive that you'll find a solution. So any kind of prayer would be much appreciated, and it would make a big difference. And Violet says, that's why I haven't added more fur babies yet, because I'm already overwhelmed. So I get it. I only have one now, and I don't know how I will, how you do it with your whole gang. Well, my husband and I are a team, and we both take care of them and we both love them. But I mean, what my husband honestly said is, he's like, I'm worried that you're going to die soon, and I'm worried that you won't get better. And that really, I mean, I understand why he would say that. Nobody ever sees that, and I never share that with anybody. But I think it was about 2 years ago, my health I had an autoimmune attack, and nothing was ever the same after that. And ever since then, it's been one thing after another of really trying to find the thing that would work and not finding it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever had that happen, and I don't give up easily. So I don't know why I've had these challenges. I'm really not sure, but I just know that I don't give up easily. I'm not giving up. I very much want to get well, and I'm going to find a way, because I don't give up. That's just how I've been since I was a teenager. My mom would say I was just honestly the biggest pain. She said, you're so tenacious and you don't give up. But she also, she said, when I got sick, she said, sometimes your worst quality as a teenager is that you wouldn't give up. And I would tell you no, and you were so stubborn. And she said, I am so grateful that you were born so stubborn, because I believe that your stubbornness is what has kept you going when you were sick. So, and the other thing, this is so off the subject, but the patches have made a huge difference. The LifeWave patches. I will just say, and this is just a total aside for everyone, I was given the water machine, the X2O water machine, and I really had high hopes for that. I don't really think I don't know. I'm so curious if anybody's had any major changes with it. One thing you'll find about me is I always will tell you if I had a major, massive breakthrough from something. And I think the water machine's great. I think it tastes really good. It's much better than the first version. I didn't notice any miraculous changes from it. I feel like early on I noticed some positive things, and perhaps they were canceled out by how tired I was taking care of Lola and the stress of losing Lola at the end of her life. But I didn't really notice any miracles from the water machine. So just as an aside, I feel bad making like an entire video about that. Don't lick the plastic, please, honey. It's not good for you. No, we don't want plastics in our body. But anyway, just a little report. So Violet, we will do this, and I will share it with you. Violet, you have a beautiful, beautiful soul, and I know that you're going to find a way to get better too. And I hope that this is it, because I know that the patches are making a tremendous difference for me, but I do know that they do not have the capacity to clear infections from our body. So if this can be the thing that it bolsters my health and allows my health to do exactly what it's supposed to, that is going to be a beautiful day, and it's going to be worth every single penny. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to actually feed these kitties. It's their feeding time, and I think Jeff, my husband, is going to be home in a few minutes, but I'm really excited about this, and I really feel like I'm going to have one of those miraculous stories. The doctor that did the setup video, and showed how to use the ozone machine said that his wife was incredibly sick with late stage Lyme disease. She couldn't take antibiotics. She was pregnant. She wound up having seizures. She had so many health problems. She was basically on her deathbed. She was sick for 3 years. And he did different regenerative medicine things. He said he did everything conventional. He was like, we did anything because it was his wife and it was the mother of his children. And they started doing regenerative medicine things and they started doing ozone. And that was really when she turned around. And the story, I played the video for my husband last night, and he was tearing up when he heard the story. He loved it. And she wound up rollerblading with her kids and getting her full, beautiful health back. So I hope to have one of those stories soon too. And I can't wait to bring it. I'm going to remain positive regardless of what happens. And if it doesn't work for me, as I'm hoping, I'll find something else. So thank you so much for watching. And please feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. I really love these chats. Always feel free to jump in. And I'm also curious, I think I'm going to come on and talk a little bit about my new puppy, maybe tomorrow if anybody's interested, and just share a little bit about the process and the person that I'm getting my puppy from, and the mixed feelings and the excitement and things if you guys are interested in that. And I will be doing some different things for that puppy to keep it super healthy from day one at the best that I can. So thanks so much for joining. It's always so nice to see you. Violet, thank you so much. Thank you for joining the conversation. And thank you for all of the love and support that I always feel from you guys. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you. I'll be on again tomorrow. So thank you. And also don't miss the fact that this is now available as a podcast. So you can listen to it even if you don't feel like watching videos. It's always there. And I hope it just gives you comfort and feels like we're sitting in the living room together, because that's exactly what we're doing. So I will talk to you soon. Have a beautiful evening. Bye, everybody.